Morning.
I'm Melissa, and we thank you for taking the time to come meet with us today. The purpose of today's meeting is to discuss the marketing constraints with recent changes within our company. And Bayer is a German company, and it's a world leader in the healthcare and agricultural industry. It's the third most recognized brand globally. We've been around for over 150 years, so we have a lot of history. We're always adapting and changing because of that. And as a result, we actually just acquired Merck consumer health business to help expanding our over-the-counter medications and products. And we also are looking to float off our material science sector as its own business on the stock market so that we can focus more on our life sciences and agricultural sectors. And because of these changes, it's vital for us to have a more engaging marketing campaign.
Sure.
So to maintain our position globally and status, make sure everyone still knows who Bayer is. And so today we have provided you with a brief presentation of a background kind of what we're doing and what we're looking to do and where we're looking to go with our company. And so Ali is going to present Bayer's company values and innovative and sustainability issues. Haley's going to introduce our 3 different sectors of the company. She's going to inform us on Bayer's future, where we're going in the future, our future goals, and also our decision to float off our material sciences. And Angel is going to go a little bit more in depth about the Merck acquisition and why it was a vital addition to our company, and also some investor concerns with that. And then Brianne is going to go over the competitor stand and our stand in the market as well.
Perfect. I look forward to it.
Great. So Bayer's motto is "Science for a Better Life." So we're dedicated to using discovery and innovation to improve the quality of life for the global society. Our values are represented by the acronym LIFE, which stands for leadership, integrity, flexibility, and efficiency. So we are leaders in pharmaceutical and agricultural research and also in creating value for ourselves and our shareholders. We show integrity through honest and reliable business practices, and we're also devoted to keeping the well-being of people and the environment as one of our top priorities. We're flexible to the changing global needs and available resources, and we're very open-minded when it comes to taking risks, as we've discussed with the acquisition of Merck. We're also efficient in our resource management, and because of that, we're able to maximize value creation within our company. So we achieve success by balancing economic growth with social and environmental responsibility. And our main initiatives are research and development and social, economic, and environmental sustainability among our 3 different sectors. So we pursue sustainability solutions through research and development. And in our material science sector, that focuses on the efficient use of energy and resources, but our main research and development initiatives focus on the life science sectors, including agriculture and healthcare. So one of our key initiatives currently is the expansion of access to medication. So we've been reclassifying a lot of our prescription medications as over-the-counter medication, and that's something that Angel is going to discuss a little more later. Additionally, we have a lot of feedbacks between our 2 life science sectors. So one example of that is researching crop protection, and that's a way for us to sustain the future of agriculture for the growing population. So by providing this higher quality food, we're able to improve the health of the general population. So it's kind of a top-down approach for us.
Currently, the Bayer Group has 3 main areas of business: material science, which is responsible for the production of high-tech polymers, coatings, adhesives, and other industrial supplies; crop science, which is the agricultural component of the company, with focus on crop protection, pesticide production, as well as seed and plant trait development; and thirdly, healthcare, which has 4 operating divisions, including animal health, consumer health, medical care, and pharmaceuticals, for which Bayer is responsible for all research, development, manufacturing, and commercialization of pharmaceutical and medical products. Crop science and healthcare sectors are considered the life science businesses of the Bayer Group, and together they accounted for over 85% of gross cash flow for 2013. They're consistently generating the most sales and revenue for the company, and they're what Bayer has become known for. For that reason, in the near future, we'd like to focus entirely on the life science business, and in order to do so, we're going to be looking to float our material science group, the industrial supply sector, on the stock market within the next 12 to 18 months to free up some liquidity and investments for our life science business. It will also provide the opportunity for material science to have direct access to the capital market for its future development and growth. And it will no longer have to compete with Bayer's life sciences group, which obviously require a significant amount of investment in capital. It will also allow us to create 2 top global corporations within the industry, and material science will eventually be fully rebranded as its own company and take its place as Europe's 4th largest chemical company. It will also give us the opportunity to increase spending and focus our development on crop science and healthcare, increasing our research and creating more new innovative pharmaceutical and agricultural products. Another place we want to focus our future direction is on emerging markets. We want to expand our brand where we are already present, and also increase our presence in North America. As a European company, obviously we don't have as much presence over here, so that's what we would like to be able to do. And we have, with the recent acquisition of Merck & Co., a US-based company focusing on over-the-counter non-prescription drugs, we will be able to do that and hopefully expand our over-the-counter business into Eastern Europe and Asia and the Americas, including Latin America as well. And we're hoping this acquisition will help to place us as a global leader in human, plant, and animal healthcare.
Now Bayer's goal is very simple. We want to be the best. We want to be the #1 seller of over-the-counter products. With that goal in mind, we have embarked in this acquisition of Merck's OTC product line. Initially, that investment was very well received and supported by our investors, except that now, because now they've noticed the price tag of $14.2 billion, it's a little bit scary, a lot of money. However, they are missing the fact that in this previous year, those 2 product lines brought in $7.2 billion. So if the market were to behave in a similar manner, this purchase can pay for itself, potentially pay for itself in the next couple of years.
Small question, is that revenue or profit, the $7.4 billion?
It's sales.
Okay, thank you.
It's sales of the combined Merck and Bayer. In the long run, also we expect an increase in revenue because we're going to be producing more products and they're branded by Bayer. So we're going to have better market presence and product recognition. Additionally, we are going to be streamlining 2 lines of products into one that we will then use to more effectively make use of shelf space. And then we have been taking care of our competition. In this case, we've absorbed the business of Merck, one of our stronger competitors. So that's no longer in the picture. Now, all this reorganization has secured us the #2 spot in global sales for over-the-counter products. Even though this is commendable, we're still after that #1 tier. And we will achieve it by future collaborations, not only with Merck, but also with other companies within our sector.
Okay, so agribusiness and consumer health are highly competitive fields. However, when it comes to brand power and market dominance, Bayer stands alone. In fact, we're ranked 3rd in terms of brand power behind Coca-Cola and Hershey, which are 2 products I'm sure you're familiar with, in addition to ours. I'm proud that Bayer is associated with its namesake product, aspirin. It's one that consumers find to be trustworthy and reliable. It's used and recognized by both doctors and patients. It's kind of a wonder drug that can prevent heart attacks and headaches. So for that reason, it's really an invaluable association for our company, and it's one that our competitors just don't have. In addition, we kind of have to talk about what's going on in the field in general. In pharmaceuticals, like Haley said, our business has multiple tiers, multiple focuses. And that's fairly common, but in the last year or so, companies have started to focus on their core and what they really see as their strength. For us, that's the life sciences, and in particular, this over-the-counter sector. It's not only what Bayer is known for in the public, you know, aspirin and over-the-counter drugs, but it's also where our company has a considerable amount of its resources and its expertise. So it makes sense with this Merck acquisition that Angela was talking about, that we put our funds towards it, because it's what we're good at. And it's all of the funds, everything, that all of the acquisitions, it's all gonna come back to us and increase our revenue stream in that area. So it makes sense, instead of diversifying at things that everyone's trying to do, it makes sense for us to focus on what we're really good at. We're leaving it up to our competitors like Pfizer to focus on vaccines and early drug trials. That can be their expertise, but when it comes to over-the-counter, that's really our realm. And they can't, our competitors, our fellow pharmaceutical companies, they really can't compete. Our hope is that with what we've already established as a brand and in the market, and your help, that Bayer will become not just that company that makes aspirin, but that our consumers will start to look towards us for all of their over-the-counter needs and really understand that everything we produce is products for a better life.
As you can see, Bayer is a very innovative company, and we're constantly adapting and changing, as everyone mentioned. And marketing for us is a big concern because we want to strengthen it and make our presence known. So we have gone through quite a few changes, such as the Merck acquisition and the floating of material sciences. And so if that concerns have come up, such as the investors' concerns with the Merck acquisition and us trying to branch out into other countries where we may not have as big a presence, and also keeping our presence in the countries that we have and accelerating it to a higher level. And because Bayer has such a deep history, we want to make sure that it keeps going that right direction and keeps going up the #1 spot. And so we want to improve our position and stay on top. And with marketing, a new branded marketing campaign that will help. So we thank you for your time, and we're going to take a moment right now for you to ask any questions that you might have, any concerns about the company or our marketing ideas or strategies.
Angel, could you spin back to that slide with the pie chart? It kind of had the business segments right there. Just want to use that as a framework for a couple of questions. Tell me about, I'm not an expert in this market niche, much like most of your customers probably. And when you tell me about Bayer, I know Bayer is more than aspirin, but I just expired my knowledge on what that more is. Could you tell me about some of the other brands that are in each of those segments of the pie, and kind of how they fit into your grander scheme? What's in those other pieces? What are examples of things besides aspirin, and how do they play into your strategy? Because as we start thinking about marketing, we've got to think about what are those other things, how are they perceived in the market now, vis-a-vis Bayer, aspirin, and I have a couple other questions once we get past this.
Well, the crop science sector focuses on agriculture, a lot of crop protection, and I think they're sort of just branching into residential, pesticides,
Seeds.
yeah, a lot of seeds.
So if I go to the seed store, am I going to see a bag of seed that says Bayer on it, or is it going to say something else? And if it says something else, what's that something else?
I'm not sure about that. I would
Bayer.
assume it would say Bayer. The residential is relatively new in the last, I think, sort of year. Their crop science has been like a huge success. It was kind of unexpected because initially they were more on the commercial side, and so I would assume in the near future you would see Bayer affiliated with a lot of agricultural products.
And how about the material science? I know you're spinning that off, but similarly, how are those marketed? Who's the customer for those, and how do they see the Bayer brand?
Sorry, if I may.
Yes.
Material sciences produces polymers. In polymers, those polymers are used anywhere from making computer bags all the way to airplanes.
So these are industrial raw
They're industrial,
materials.
exactly,
Yeah.
industrial raw materials, polypropylene, that kind of material,
Okay.
and it's applicable all throughout the industry.
So similarly, if I'm gonna buy some of those, does it come labeled Bayer, or is it,
Although,
you know,
yes,
XYZ polymer company, or how are those branded?
that one specifically is branded as Bayer Material Science.
Okay.
And of course, we don't see that because they're
Understand.
purchased in bulk, but they come in as material science.
And how about in the healthcare sector? What else is there besides aspirin? What's
I
there?
believe, Jasmine, or Jazz, perhaps you've heard about those.
Okay.
And with the Merck acquisition, Claritin and
Coppertone.
Coppertone,
Dr. Schultz.
Dr.
but
Schultz.
those are.
So those will be branded as they are, is that the case, or will they in some way acquire the Bayer brand?
They will continue to be Coppertone, Dr. Scholl's, but under Bayer heading. Like, Bayer is really focused in women's contraception,
Okay.
but he was referring to Yasmin are two of like the most dominant birth controls on the market, and it's under Bayer, but it's recognized as Yas and Yasmin.
So it'll say Coppertone,
Bayer.
small print, a Bayer company or something to
Exactly.
that effect.
Just so you know, 15 minutes is up. We have no group following this one. You can run over if you want.
Okay.
So
Okay.
go for it.
So where I was going with that line of questioning is, as you think about marketing and further transactions, I presume that after the Merck acquisition, not 100% clear you'd stand pat there, there's many other things that could come. Do you see those, do you see Bayer as a Procter & Gamble style branding organization where, with the exception of aspirin, for example, there's nothing branded Procter & Gamble, right? It's Crest, Pantene, blah, 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 blah. Do you see everything being branded other than Bayer, or do you see some things taking on the Bayer brand, and kind of why or why not?
I see them taking on the Bayer brand. The company that I would look to as an example is Johnson & Johnson. Very well trusted and, you know, baby care items.
Yep.
And they do. They have Johnson & Johnson. People look for the name
Yeah.
because they know it's safe, they know it's good quality. I would suggest I would see a similar campaign with Bayer.
Okay, now, let me ask you this, do you think that applies in crop science?
That's far more industrial, so that's different. We're not trying to appeal to the general public. I don't know, that would be a question for you.
And it seems like it goes in both directions, right? Would I see the Bayer brand in crop science as an asset, and vice versa? If I did see the Bayer brand in crop science, would that erode the brand in the healthcare sector, right? Because it looks like fertilizer or something. I think those are all questions we need to ask and think about how we blend all this stuff together when we go to the market. And it doesn't look like there's any overlap of customers between those segments.
If you're a farmer with a baby, or a farmer with a headache.
Yeah, there you go. Probably not the same buyer, even in that same family.
Well, I think one of our goals for the near future is for the crop science agricultural side of the business to break into that residential. I mean, I'm Canadian, so we have Canadian Tire, which is where everybody goes for sunscreen, fertilizer. It's all there.
Yeah.
So if we can, you know, sort of appeal to across demographics, that's an ultimate goal of ours.
Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you for your briefing today. This was very interesting.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.